Hey Art Six, I tallied up all your votes last night and it seems like the names won. So we'll do names this week and then next week we will draw a castle and you guys can create your own crazy fantasy stuff around it. So Mrs. Comstock has ran out of paper in her sketchbook, just so you know, and it's going to be a little bit tricky to do this, but you're going to need a ruler or something straight that you can trace to do this. Since we already have done 1 point perspective, this project is actually going to be pretty easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my name that I'm going to do. So I would do Mrs. Comstock. So I'm just going to write Comstock on here. And I'm going to do mine in block letters. Now they can be like perfectly, you can do block letters that are very square looking if you'd like. It'll make it a lot easier for this if you do them really, really square like this one. So I'm going to do my name all the way straight across the top of it, okay? And I'm going to use all capital letters. It will make it so much easier as well. So C-O-M. Had a moment where I had to figure out what I wanted to do with my M. M. So S's are going to be tricky. So S. Ooh, I kind of like the way that came out. Sometimes we surprise ourselves. S. If I keep drawing big like this, I'm not going to have enough room for my whole name. O. S-T-O. Sorry. I'm kind of singing my name in my head over here. O. C. Man, this is really rough. C. And then, okay, my letters got a little bit smaller as they went. That's okay. I'm not drawing on a straight and flat surface, so it makes it kind of tricky. I promise my next one will be better. So Comstock, I have a very long name. You can put your nickname down if you would like. You could write Art, whichever. All right. So then we're going to do our 1 point perspective idea where we got our vanishing point that will be right underneath it. So from your vanishing point, it's going to connect to all your letters. This is where that ruler comes in, guys. I knew I was going to need a ruler. I made sure to grab one before I came home from school. Okay, I can't do this with them. All right, so you're going to line this up with your vanishing point. So you're going to the corner right here. So you're going to line up your corner of your letter and you're going to bring it all the way to your vanishing point. Just like this. That was really hard. I'm not going to lie. Then I'm going to do the very next corner right here and I'm going to do the bottoms of my letters. So these are the ones that I'm going to do first. So I'm going to bring them all down. All right, so we're lining stuff up and we're bringing it to the vanishing point. It's okay if some of your lines touch your other lines when you're bringing them to the vanishing point, okay? Not going to hurt anything. So I've got this so far for my K. So I can't just leave it just like this. I know that I'm going to have to come down from up here as well because we want our K to look like it is three-dimensional. So just so you know, I'm going to do this on my lap. This is very hard and it's making Mrs. Comstock like ache. Okay, so we got this line and then we got, if you're drawing through another letter, it's gonna stop wherever it meets the other letter. To erase this line because I don't need it. Okay, so you line your ruler up. This is what I got. I'm going to line my ruler up with my vanishing point, and then up to the top of each letter, and it's going to connect down. See how I did that? But it stopped at my next letter right here because a solid object cannot pass through a solid object. You just learned some science there. All right. So we're going to do all these little lines all the way across the bottom part of our letters, and then we're going to go back and do the top parts. It'll just make things a lot easier. So what I want you guys to do is line up your letters and your ruler with the vanishing point. So go to each corner. So you're going to end up at each corner, and your lines are going to change as you move across the thing. So your lines will end up like this, and then they'll come across like this. All right. So I'm going to do like my next letter and just show you. There's no way I can hold this up and keep drawing like that. This is actually pretty cool. We should have did this when we were decorating our folders. Shame on me for not thinking of this. This would have been a fun lesson. But at least now we get to do it. And those of you who like really want to decorate stuff later on, you'll have all these extra new drawing skills to decorate your different folders and things like that with it. So I want to show you how far I am right now. So this is what I got so far. I'm only connecting the bottom of my letters right now. We'll go back in, we'll do the sides, and then we'll go back in and do the tops. So I'm going to finish up the rest of them. The good thing about me having a YouTube video is you can pause me if I'm going too fast. That way you can catch up. Sometimes it takes a little bit for some of us to catch up in class and others are waiting, which isn't a bad thing, but it's nice to have all of us on the same page. This is actually the same way that we do a 1-point perspective city. So if you were a bird flying over the city, you would take all of the shapes that you did for the tops of your buildings and you would draw them down exactly the same way as this. And what's really neat is that you can cut off the bottoms of your buildings and make little tiny roads and stuff that come right across everywhere. And it's like super, it looks like it's really super hard, but it's actually a really easy drawing. Maybe we'll do something like that together next, after we do our castle next week. I did not forget. I'm all for cool castle drawings. All right, so I've got this so far. All of the bottoms of my letters are going to the 1-point perspective line, which is my vanishing point. So it looks like my name's popping out of it. Now we're going to do the sides because they look kind of crazy right now without anything. So when we're doing the sides of stuff, we'd start on your very next piece, which was like this little piece right here on the C that I put in. So then I'm going to do this part and I'm going to do this part. And I'm going to do this one because I see this corner. So the reason why I'm doing this one is because I see this corner. I wouldn't do this one because I don't see this corner. We're going this way. So I would do this one and this one and this one. I actually end up doing this one too. So there's quite a lot on my C that I would be doing. So let me draw that really quick and then I will come back and show you. Make sure you use your ruler or your book or whatever you're using to draw a straight line. Use it because you really need straight lines with this stuff. It's not like you can get away with doing without it, because your stuff starts to look really weird when you don't use your ruler. Just like when we did our hallway, those of you who didn't use your rulers to draw your straight line, we could tell. So it's really important to do this the correct way. So now I have a block C, or a 3-dimensional C, which is really, really cool. I'm going to do the same thing for my O. I'm going to do the line on the inside of the O. I'm going to do my line on the outside corner of my O. So here is my O. So now it looks like it's like a nice big three-dimensional tube. And my C looks like it's a three-dimensional tube. And then I put this little tiny line right here on the edge of my M. I actually lined up this corner and brought it down because I knew I was going to see this little tiny side. So next I'm going to do my S and my T. And then I'm going to show you again. And what really helps pop these out is when you go to color them and you make all your, like if you do your letters different colors, it makes them really pop out. Okay, so I got my S. And I'm going to do my T. There's a lot more things to do on the S and the T than you realize. Okay, so I got my S and my T. My S came down at the bottom, and then I had this little corner that I saw, so I brought this line down. And I saw this corner, but it lined up with all of this, so that came down. And I got this little piece up here and this little piece up here. This one I tried to line up, it just comes straight down. I don't see it. My T, I saw this little edge right here, so I had to do the bottom piece and the top piece. And I saw this little corner right here, so I had to do that one. Of course, I already have my bottom done, and then I had to do this side as well because I saw a lot of it. All right, it's coming along. I'm going to do the OCK and then show you again. It's really interesting when these all come out. Don't forget to do any sections that are on the inside of any letters. Ooh, this C got exciting. I'll have to show you. Oh, there's one more piece in it. Okay. So this is what happened over here. So I got my O, which is just the same as this O, is just backwards. Of course, everything goes to the vanishing point. Then my C came in and I saw this side of my C and I saw this little piece of my C, this front piece right here. I saw this little side right over here and I saw the top part. So I had to put a spot right in here. And then of course I had already done my K, so that worked out. And I stopped at my C right there. And I got this little piece right here that I stopped at. And of course I had already done the bottom. So here comes the fun part. You get to color this. I recommend doing the fronts of your letter, whatever colors you want them to be. They can each be a different color. Then every single one of these down here should be a different color as well. So say you did like pink at the top here, I would do red right in here. Okay? I would, if I did blue, like a dark blue right here, I would do a light blue up here. So I would do my lighter colors at the top and then my darker colors towards the bottom. So that way it shows that they're getting, so you have like some value scale. So you're showing like depth and things are getting different. You could use, all right, so if I was going to do the C, okay, so say I'm just going to shade it in because I don't have, maybe I do. Let's see. Might have some colored pencils. You can do them with marker too, guys, but I have some colored pencils. I thought they were like way off to the side, but they're not, so I can use them. Let's see. Let's do red in this pinky color. So I'm going to use these two colors right here. All right. So I'm going to do this purpley color for my C, this pinky, purpley, cutesy color. So I'm going to fill in my C. And I would darken up that edge. Like I would go around and retrace my pencil lines and just darken that edge for the top of your C, just where you drew it, just so that it like pops out some more. This is all about eye-catching ways to do letters and stuff. So we want things that are going to pop out. So I would do my C. Here's my C. Then I come back in with my red, and I'm going to darken my lines first. Follow those lines for your C, so that way they can stand out all the way down to your vanishing point. Just like this. So here's the trick. As they get to the vanishing point, they're going to be darker. So lots of pressure on your colored pencil. So they look like they're going into like a hole. Then as they get further out, they're going to be lighter. See how I'm lightening this up? I'm making less pressure on my pencil. I'm still filling in the whole area. We got this nice little pressure. I'm even going to go around with like the red on the edges right there. So then I have this. So I have this light to dark area. And I'm going to do the same thing right here. It's going to go light. And it's going to get darker because it's going into a hole. So I've got these two pieces right here that are already darkened. It's already starting to look three-dimensional. This area right in here isn't going to get a lot of light, so it's going to stay dark. And then right over in this area, for the top of the C, this area is also going to be darker, but not as dark as the other spot. Just make sure you can still see that line that separates your C into that blocky area. So you have some nice dark shadows right there. This area is going to be light. And this area right here is also going to be light, just like what we did at the bottom. Trying not to go into my O too much. Okay, so here's my C. So just ideas for you. Sorry, this keeps falling. So ideas for you on your names. Send me a picture. Show me your awesome name when you get a chance and you get it done. Okay? I'll post an image for some ideas too if you need to. You can do it in marker. I mean, you're not going to be able to get those darks and lights with marker, but it'll still look nice. So show me your pictures that you do. Send me some awesome photos. I love hearing from you guys. Have a great weekend.